Hi students, here are your notes for 2.4, which is going to cover loan payments. This is super useful in your real life. And to get started, we're going to talk about just certain types of loans out there. So one type of loan that we're going to focus on is conventional loans. These are also known as installment loans. And these are loans with a fixed interest rate. And they have regular equal payments. So these are different than, say, a credit card, right? Like, because, your credit card depends on how much you spend. These are things known as, which you probably have encountered once in your life, student loans, mortgages. I'm working on getting my handwriting better with using this, and car loans. The two formulas you'll use, or I should say functions, in whatever spreadsheet you like to use, which is either Google Sheets or Excel, is known as PV. So remember that's present value. And then this one is known as your payment function. So present value, or you can just say PV, or payment function. So the hardest thing, I believe, with this section is just knowing when to use which function. This is going, and we're going to discuss that to make sure that's more clear. And then once again, those spreadsheets will prompt you with what you should put into the function. So rate per period, remember, that's always going to be your APR, or your rate, divided by how many times, correct? So for loans, typically when you think about it, right, your student loans, your car payments, mortgages, you pay those monthly. So typically that N is 12. Number of periods is your N times years that you have the loan, your payment amount. And then this is really important. Your future value in both of these typically, or actually always, will be 0. Because you're trying to pay off this loan. So think about it. When you, in the future, you want the loan to be down to 0. And this is really important because if you were to switch this payment function with the future value, it's royally going to mess up your answer. So make sure of that. That's why I went ahead and down here I said future value equals 0 for loans. So just get in the habit of always putting 0 at the end. And then here's just a list, again, of everything in case you need to refer to it when you're using your spreadsheets. So note that, like the last section, if the compounding frequency N is not explicitly stated, then we assume it is equal to the number of payments per year. So again, typically with this section, it will be 12. Okay, so to break these two functions down, payment, okay, will tell you what your regular payments will be. Each period given a present value, which is equal to your loan amount. So key thing is you use this payment function when you are being asked to find what will your payment be each month, all right? Versus the present value function tells you what amount of loan you can afford. given a regular payment. So when you're reading a question, just back up and be like, okay, is it looking for what my payment will be, or is it looking for what loan I can afford total? And that will help you determine which function you will use. Okay, so that takes care of vocabulary, and we're going to pick back up with some examples.